What's up, guys? Sean Tom with VPX Baseball. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about throwing a breaking ball, okay? Specifically, we're going to talk about curveballs, but if you're a slider guy, you know, cutter, it also pertains, okay? But we're going to talk about some breaking ball stuff, okay? First thing I want to do is I want to touch on kind of the key points that really tend to make things go south for guys real quick, okay? And we've all, you know, the buzz, the hot topic out there is, you know, arm injuries due to breaking balls and more stress on the arm, which is, I mean, it's true, right? It takes more strength to throw a good breaking ball than it's going to throw, you know, to throw a fastball, especially when you bring the slope into account. But there's some things that we can do to minimize that, okay? And a lot of times, I mean, you're going to be far more at risk, obviously, if you have breakdowns in your movement and you slide and the arm gets wide, okay? So we're going to touch on a few things here. One is, I mean, grip-wise, there's all kinds of ways guys throw breaking balls, okay? We need to be able to manipulate the seam, and my money finger is going to be my middle one, right? My middle finger, okay? So as long as I can get some thread on my middle finger and maintain, or create and maintain leverage, I'll be okay. Okay, if I can't, that's when my spin's going to get affected and it's going to get loopy, okay? Now let's talk about first what we want out of a breaking ball. We don't want, you know, this. It looks cool, but in terms of what we're trying to accomplish, right, which is, you know, fool a hitter, get a guy out in front, roll over, you know, get a punch out if we need it, things like that. What we need to be able to do is start this ball on plane and get this, right? So on plane, that, rather than up and out and this, okay? Because, I mean, if I'm a hitter and I'm, you know, I'm an accomplished hitter and I've got good pitch recognition, fastball breaking ball is a whole different story for me than fastball breaking ball, right? Maybe even fastball breaking ball, right? If you're really good at tunneling, right? Tunneling being, right, everything comes out of the same slot and then goes late, okay? Instead of me getting here and it's up, okay? So let's talk about how we create that, and then I'll show you some exercises and some drills you can do to create that. So when I'm on the bump and I'm throwing a breaking ball, what I cannot do, first and foremost, is I can't get outside my knee. I can't get this way, okay? Everything that we do is designed to get us to this position on a breaking ball. This is my leverage change. This is when a fastball becomes a breaking ball and I pull it, okay? The arm motion on a good breaking ball is going to be a turn and a sweep, okay? I'm not going to be this guy, okay? There's a lot out there that's this, right? You see a lot of guys. One, it's not real fun to bang my joints into each other like that, okay? It's gonna pop the baseball out and be loopy, okay? It's not gonna give me this. I'm not supported. It's kind of a waste of all this if I'm just gonna get out to release and pull this way. So what I'm gonna do, and again, it depends what you want. If you're more of a sweep slurve guy, it's gonna be this way. If we want more depth, which is what we're talking about right now, then my angle's gonna steepen, so to speak, okay? But essentially what we want, I'll do it this way for you, is when I get out to release here, and I have leverage, I'm gonna get around this baseball, okay? And I'm gonna sweep. I like to think and talk to guys about pulling it back behind them. It's one way to think about it. So it's sweeping this way to the outside hip. So all my force and all my energy is a wall of power behind this, and I'm sweeping, right? I'm not getting out on an island out here and pulling. It is a downward motion, but it's a down and back motion, okay? So if I was to face you here, it would be me getting there and sweeping, okay? The more I can get this, and the closer I stay, obviously I'm not gonna be like this, but the further out I get, the more loopy my breaking ball is gonna get because I'm getting away from that support system, okay? And I'm essentially just putting my hand and the baseball out on this island, okay? Whereas if I can just keep a little bit of flex here and change my path from that to this, around, and sweep, then I'm utilizing this wall, okay? And that's how the ball comes out on slot and bites, okay, because I'm getting it out in front, okay? And when I say leverage change, what I mean is my arm's coming from back here, and where I start to create power and leverage, there's my leverage change. My shoulder's out in front now I turn it. I can't turn this into a breaking ball back here, okay? I'm gonna stay fastball. If I turn, the way my joints work and the way your body works, if you turn that back here, your whole body has to adjust to compensate for that because you're at a totally new angle now. So I have to push the panic button and get this way. But if I stay fastball here, see, and I'm still fastball here, boom, now I have a support system. Okay, you can use your ear as a marker right there. and then I pull it. Okay, but the key is that I keep my posture, my head stays up, I stay behind it. Okay, big tools for this, obviously keeping my back heel in the ground longer. Okay, what I do from here. Okay, staying back and loaded. As I'm sure if you're watching this, as a coach or a player, you've probably heard or said, you know the reason breaking balls aren't coming out correct is because I'm not staying loaded, staying back. Well, that doesn't just start right there. That starts right here, okay? Because if I lift and start to go, I got no shot, especially when you take the mound into account. So everything has to happen off my backside. Boom, boom. The longer this heel can stay in the ground, it's gonna be about there when I land, but it needs to stay in the ground throughout this portion, because then my arm's starting, creating support, bang, and there I am, ready to go. And now I have this full energy transfer and wall of support right here, so that when I start to drive on this pitch, it's not just my arm, it's my body, there's my leverage change curveball. Okay? This middle finger, again, is the key to this pitch. If I get on the side, I'm not gonna get that. The ball's gonna mimic what you're doing. So if I'm on the side or underneath, I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna get a much flatter plane, okay? And I'm not gonna get depth, okay? When we talk about depth, we're talking about downward movement, okay? So this middle finger, if I want downward plane and depth, has to stay over the baseball. Doesn't mean you have to throw it up here, throw it right there, but it has to get over the baseball. If it does not, okay, which again is these moves here, then I get to the outside, okay? I've got our VPX harness on here, okay, and I'm gonna utilize it when I take you through drills here in a second. This harness has made unbelievable differences in breaking balls for guys, okay? It's increased the sharpness. A lot of pro guys love to work off speed and breaking balls with it just because of that reason I just mentioned. It really forces you to feel when you're coming unloaded, unstacked, too early, okay? So once you get used to it and you get the feel from it, it helps you realize when you're becoming unloaded too early and you're leaving your backside too early. So you work to stay loaded longer, back heel in the ground longer. I got no worries. Hand out in front, gone, baseball out, okay? And by getting guys to learn and work to carry the ball longer rather than just bailing and letting it go here because they're forcing the issue and getting forward, but by staying here longer, all of a sudden I can carry that ball to here. Now I can turn it into a breaking ball and I have way more support. The ball's on plane and down and sharper instead of covering this whole distance, okay? So I'm gonna take you through some exercises that you can do for this, okay? So the first one, I'm gonna do this with my landing leg on the ground, on a knee, okay, to start with. My back leg's gonna be up. The reason that I do this is because I wanna really feel, not necessarily this so much, I wanna feel what happens from there. I'm gonna force the issue a little bit, okay? When I come back, my next move out of here is what I really wanna pay attention to, because when you put yourself in this position, what your body's gonna wanna do is this, to get out of it. And that is the guy that drifts down the mound too early, leaves his arm back here. I'm sure you've all seen him, you know, pumps his own with his fastball, decent velo, and all of a sudden when it's time to throw a breaking ball, I mean, you put a helmet on in the bleachers, right? Because it's just everywhere. So when you do this drill, by putting your back leg in front or up right here and your stride leg down, creates a different angle here, okay? So I'm gonna turn and get my chest as far as I can to the corner baseman, but then I don't wanna unravel like this. I wanna push this underneath me and go, okay? So it's gonna be here, turn and go, okay? Grab another one here. So what I wanna do again is the whole goal here is to get my hand out in front, okay? So I'm here, turn, hand gets out in front, and I wanna really make sure I'm focusing on keeping my palm to the target until I get to my ear. That's my focus. Whatever cue works for you, that's the one that always helped me because it forces me to stay palm to the target, there's my ear turn. Okay, and I'm keeping my posture and focusing on, again, turning around the baseball, sweeping back. So here I am, boom. Okay, we'll do one more for you. Right here, I'm gonna turn around, get as close as I can to the corner baseman, and then here. Okay, this would be incorrect right here. Okay, if I go this way, and I just give in and go right there. So if I'm here, boom, see, and then that ball went like this instead of like that because my arm immediately drug, right? Because my whole body went, right? And that's the guy that when he goes down the hill is this way versus that way, okay? Now I'm gonna go ahead and hook in for you, okay? Again, I would highly recommend utilizing this harness as part of your training, especially when you're working off speed, because it just does such a good job of making sure you're staying loaded and back, okay, by giving you that feel and sensory feedback. So now I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna stand up, okay? And put my back leg in front right here. And again, what this is gonna do is if I drift, it's gonna pull me right there, see? So I'm on the back leg, but it's gonna act very similar as if I'm wearing it on the front leg, okay, for this drill. And that's what I love about it during this drill, because if I'm like this, and I turn, and I just become weak and give, this is gonna pull me forward. But if I don't, and I use my hip, I don't get that feedback. So I'm like this, and I push, see, I don't get that feedback. But if I'm here, and I go, see, it pulls me. And I know right away, okay? And again, we're trying to get to leverage change while we're chest out and tall so that I can turn that into a breaking ball right here versus back here. Huge difference, okay? So I'm gonna go here, again, same drill. I'm gonna turn, and my goal is to get that way with my posture instead of this way, okay? So here we go, I'm gonna turn toward the baseman and go, and I don't get feedback, okay? I wanna hear the hand out here and pull. Again, I'm getting my middle finger over the baseball to create leverage and power, and then pull. From here, turn, boom, okay? Let's do one incorrectly for you, and you'll see right away what happens here. I turn, and go, see, and it just buckled me, right? And that ball didn't even get there, right? Because right away, boom, no shot. That is the guy that goes like this, okay? No shot. One more time, I'm gonna do it correctly for you here. I'm gonna turn, and it's a push with my back hip, and the hand out in front. You need to keep your head back here so that your hand can get out in front. Okay, here, boom, turn it. Okay, so that's what we wanna get to, is my hand getting out in front, boom. If you have a catcher during this, and you can just have them sit for you a short distance, 25, 30 feet, just be here, turn, boom, okay? I'm gonna hop up on the mound for you here, okay? Again, what we're talking about here is being able to stay loaded and stacked long enough to get my hand out in front. So my goal here is going to be to get this ball on plane and get bite, but keep my chest up the whole time, right? If I don't let this happen even after I've thrown it, obviously when you pitch in games, you're gonna throw and be here, but for the purpose of this drill, we're gonna stay up the whole time, because it's gonna force me to use this and create leverage. By not going down, I force my hand to travel out in front, okay? So I'm just gonna start right here now in my stride leg, okay? Hands together, and I'm gonna give a shift, right? Ball out, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna force my body to travel this way instead of that way. Okay, so I'm here, shift, okay? And I'm gonna push and keep my heel in the ground as long as I can. And go, see? And I'm gonna stay up. And by being here, I was able to get right there, turn it right here. And I could feel that turn right here. Remember, I'm focusing on not forcing the issue and turning it into a breaking ball back here. It's right there. Okay, let's do another one for you. Incorrect in this drill would be like this, okay? Then forward, see? And I got feedback right away, right? So again, try not to feel feedback from the harness here. Trying to use my lower body to work up underneath me and stay underneath me so that I'm there, okay? Here, shift, boom, and there we are, okay? Ball's right here, then I pull it. And it's not that way, it's turn and this way, okay? Another great drill that you can do, okay? Without a ball, right here, take your first finger. What we're gonna work is to see that right there. That's what we're gonna work. And pull. Okay, if I'm early, I get out wide. Stay fastball, see the back of your hand until you're right there, and then see the palm. Okay, if you see the palm too early, and I'm here, that's too early. Focus on, you can just get in your stride. Okay, see the back of your hand, there it is, turn. Then you can do it faster once you get the hang of it, turn. See, and what that does is, it gets your timing right there, boom, instead of here. Again, biggest issue with breaking balls is being forced to turn it too early, and we get forced to turn it too early when our body leaves us, when my support system leaves us, when we drift forward, when we fly open. The natural counter movement is to get there, so I just don't do that. I do a good job separating here and pushing with my hip instead of my upper body. Okay, getting into the ground, and then it turns right there. And I'm around and pull back instead of that way. Okay, if you can get your hand to turn on time and not early and support it properly, you're gonna see this turn into this, throw your breaking balls harder, get more swings and misses, all those good things, okay? But we want late break, which comes from a late hand turn instead of back here. Okay, and posture's a big piece to that. Hopefully this video will help you improve your breaking ball in your game. Check out our website for a lot of other courses that are gonna help you up your game. We've also got a full line of products to get you to the big leagues.